How's it? Shop shop. Come join me as I take a 2-hour trip from Durban to Richards Bay, South Africa to go see how Francois Massyn is preparing for Blade Show Atlanta 2025 in the US. He was kind enough to welcome us into his workshop and show us some of what he does. So stick around and get comfortable, and at the end you can see some of the mind-boggling work he does. And I will include some stuff from Durban Easter Knife Show. So enjoy. Thanks for joining us.
That's the next step, and then we'll have to go to the lathe after that to start doing pocket bedding pockets. So that's where we're going off to now. But most knife makers are weirdos, eh?
Yeah.
No, serious. You know why? Because we sit in our bloody workshops, totally secluded from everything, and
You only got your thoughts in the head.
you know the story about I talk to the song that I talk to the trees, and that's why they put me away.
But sometimes you're the only person that can understand you, so.
No, you're right. That's when you work with one.
This lady's quiet, eh?
Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut the groove for the bedding in the blade. We're going to cut 0.7 deep, 2.5 wide. We can move in the backyard. That blade has been hardened to 62 Rockwell C. So,
Nice hard job.
See the difference in the cutters? The one cuts the blade, and the other one cuts the radius in the back strap and put bearings in. What I do when I start off is I fit stainless steel bearings just to start and get the fits right. Don't use ceramic bearings for fitting. Ceramic bearings are too expensive for that.
So then you change over to the ceramics when
after last assembly it gets ceramic bearings. Those bearings become I think that are £3 a shot.
Yes.
Those little black bearings.
I know we were discussing earlier about how with the costs to make knives, and it's unbelievable how especially for the prices here that they sold for in South Africa, how people can make money off of making knives for how little they do it. And that's a perfect example there that you're saying there with the cost just of the ceramics at £3 a bearing.
Yeah, it's not a big. Takes 30 bearings. The £3.30 is it's not major bucks, but it adds to
up.
the cost.
Yeah, it adds up. Especially with, like if you're going to be using all the nice steels and
yeah. I quoted a guy that a while ago. He wanted 2 knives, complete Damasteel, blade, backstrap, bolsters. But he was also going for the most expensive Damasteel. And it worked out 26 grand for the 2 knives, with cost of materials only. Where do I
how do you
charge? I'm
charge?
not interested in making the knives for you. For serious. Gets back to that same point. How can the Chinese sell you an M390 blade, titanium, ceramic bearings for 2,000 rand, 2,500 bucks? Okay, the material cost is more.
Yeah.
To me. I hide away from my pins.
Safekeeping.
All my knives I put 2 locating pins in to line up.
There we go.
Just to keep it stable.
Yes. No, let's add to the strength of them as well.
Yeah. Tweezer somewhere. can't find it.
I was going to say, I didn't go to the toilet at all. I didn't need them.
Shit happens. I made myself a titanium tweezer because even stainless steel gets magnetic sometimes.
That's one way of doing it. You don't think of that sort of stuff.
Until you struggle.
Yes. Then you make whatever you need.
Whatever you need. There's a pin. What's that?
Have you ever had somebody with one of your knives decide to strip it to clean it and then discover that all the balls drop out?
Nobody's complained.
Oh, I don't think they would complain.
No, I know there's guys who strip our knives. There's plenty of guys who strip the knives. There's guys who want to see what who will buy a knife who just want to see how it works,
how it
operates.
That could be one of those because it's always interesting to see how it's made.
I can't see myself buying a knife for 10 grand and then stripping it.
I wouldn't want to strip it off the bat, but
what I do now is I measure there and I measure there, and it's got to be same size. Otherwise, I've got to go and machine the pockets again.
hence why you're writing in your little book.
7, 8, 8.16. It's 0.2 oversized. Now I've got to find out where the 0.2 goes, which side is causing the trouble for me. It's 0.2 bigger. Now I've got to find out which side is giving me shit.
This is actually quite nice because this isn't stuff that people would normally see. They would normally see the machining of it and all of that, but not the measurements and working out and
yeah,
the very slower stuff.
Yeah, the uninteresting stuff.
I find it very interesting.
No, but most guys that wouldn't even bother about that. That's 3.35. Is 4.2. Let's do the other side and see. There's 0.25. It's not too bad. Let's do it like this. 0.05 is there. There's a bigger mistake somewhere else. It's 2.16. 3.2. 3.2. So I've got to basically take 0.1 out of these grooves. Completely work that out. Start all over. That's 1,585 minus 0.7. That is, what did I say, 3,35. 3.35 plus 1.585 equals 4.9. That's 0.7.
See, a lot of the time people have little black books for phone numbers, and so it's other numbers. You got on. I think your little black book's got more entertaining numbers.
And the phone numbers.
The phone numbers are the ones that get you into trouble.
That means I've got to take the blade down a bit more. 0.1, that is, let's have a look. Make sure. Let's just make sure. 2.15. I wish I had a mathematical brain.
Do you have it? It's in your hand there. Under your hand.
It's 3.37. Yeah, it will be cuck. 2.15 plus 1.585 equals minus 0.7 equals 2.7. That's with 2.7. It's 2.7, so why the hell? That's 2.7. That must be also means. It's just perfect, so what the hell is the problem?
And now you just go to feel there, right?
Just stop that. Just put it on depth quickly. So I don't go through. Go Bloxham! Sorry. That's what happens.
And just so you know, that's not you blick some blades, that's you blick some because it broke.
These things you have to be fucking pectoral, otherwise they clog up and twist off. Now it's drilled 2.5 millimeters deep. Now we're going to fit the detent pull.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
I'm going to put my hand in front of you now.
Ah, that's fine. So your hand reaming it.
just at a 20-degree angle. So it seats in and gives you a nice jump.
No, do it how you would do it. Don't try and...
No, but I want to give you, at least give you access. Okay, that should be fine. Yes, fit it.
Cool.
To make life easy.
Yep.
This one is now to thin the spring, so the lock bar, so you've got space for your detent ball to ride in between the blade and the side plate.
That's cool how you've got it set up that you can just spin it around.
Just get this, so yeah. 5/6.
Now, what got you into making knives?
Madness. Total madness. This is not a hobby, it's a disease.
Very much.
I started off in 1989.
I was only
Made
5 years
my-
old.
I started my first workshop in 1989. I made knives here and there on small scale when I was at school. In 1989 I started off, and a friend of mine, a woman worked with me. Her husband was making knives. For some reason I went to visit him and I got hooked. For some reason I got hooked.
No, it's definitely it's an addiction. Even the collecting side of it.
It's a complete. It is a complete.
Like I've chatted to quite a few guys that used to have actual addictions and stuff like that, and they've thankfully a lot of them are doing very well with their addictions and stuff now, but they've moved on to knives as an addiction, and that's even better.
Everything is a bloody addiction.
Yeah.
Everything is an addiction.
At least a knife is a clean addiction.
Just make sure I didn't tighten this blade. if you have a look at the spring, how it bends,
Yes.
there's one that hasn't been machined yet. It just
Very stiff.
oh, that one has been machined. It's also that. I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the wrong side.
The birthplace of many knives.
There's one that hasn't been machined. You can see it's stiff. That one bends nicely.
Yes.
Just bends on the spot there. The other one bends in the whole length of the so. Okay, now go off. Where's my other pliers? Pink. It's too much. That's right. Now we're going to go and grind lock. There's my side plates there. I need my pins in.
There's the other hole. Is that where you keep your bar of gold? For those of you that don't understand futsack, it means go away. Normally when the dog is coming after you, you just tell the dog futsack and it will go away. No matter what language the dog's from. You tell him futsack and he understands it.
In any language. Okay, that, now that.
Now, are you... Oh, dog. Let's...
Just on that face there. There you go. This is just DC voltage that you... Did a good job of it as well.
Oh, wait. So this to carbonize it. No, it's definitely something you don't want to rush.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to measure how much you've got to take off. It's trial and error. That's what it basically is. There's no way to measure how much you've got to take off. It's close to it.
Yes.
Now you get it to hook, and then once you put the second so on, you off again, because now everything lines up. If you've got your ball bearings in and your all your pins in, it straightens everything up because of the play in the pin. It
Yes.
does that. So once you've got more material holding it, it just so you
All lines up and locks.
more lines up, and you've got to start regrinding from the start again. But then it's minute movement.
And I guess you also learn over time that little bit of play that you'll know when it's going to be coming out.
Yeah, now you start doing 10, 15 blades of them like this, you learn a hell of a lot. Nog steeds niet, wat is je probleem?
You know, they always say the best ones are the ones that put up a fight.
Not always. Yes. These things can put up a fight. And then they put up a fight, and then the next one just says, ah, look, yeah, it's now engaged.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now we assemble, and then we do final fitting.
And just let me show you guys something here. In South Africa, we have a saying, a boer maak 'n plan. So this is the ingenuity of a South African. Just there. The welding clamp, a vise from a drawer. We make a plan. Now, boer maak 'n plan means a boer makes a plan. In order to get my butt kicked, I'll finish this saying, but an Engelsman maak 2. So an Englishman makes two. There we go. The beginnings. Well, now you're halfway.
No, you're not halfway yet.
There we go. I suppose that sounds the same as what it is to a fisherman, where you get those. They've got their. We've got our.
How's it all? Just want to say a huge thank you to Francois Massyn for letting me intrude in his workshop and in his space. And I hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't a complete knife build, but I think it gave you a bit of an idea on the stuff he does and a bit of background look at knife making. I am going to include some pictures next of the knives that he's taking through to Blade Show, so you can get an idea of his work. And as promised, I'll put the video from the Durban Easter Knife Show, so you can see what he had on display there.
So like.
Subscribe.
Leave a comment and thanks for watching.
I hope you enjoyed that and try to keep it as short as possible, but it's kind of hard to do that when you're spending a day filming. Please go see Francois at Blade Show. He's going to be at table 18W. And tell him I say shop shop and say how's it but to him. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep well, keep safe. Shop shop.